There's your bicky, man.
Keeps going, this bicky.
That's rock and roll. Throwing bickies just before the start of the interview. Gee. Could you first of all introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, I'm Chris Helme from the Oasis. Hello.
Barely alive.
Barely alive, yeah.
How's that?
Just got trashed last night. Got very, very drunk on the bus. And I'm trying to get better. So hence I'm having a cup of tea and a biscuit, or a bicky, or a cookie as you call it.
You think you'll succeed today?
I will if someone gets me some milk for me tea.
Oh, that's how British. Come on, man. Pull yourself together.
Well, you don't have milk in your tea?
You really want milk?
Milk's great, yeah. You can't have tea without milk.
Coffee milk's okay, but free?
I wouldn't try. I wouldn't try.
No, it's alright. I'll try it without. It's alright. I'll be continental for a change.
And how does it feel?
Disgusting.
Thoughts are. Maybe it has to do with the fact that you guys played Germany yesterday.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it good?
It was an horrible building, but it was a good gig. Yeah, the crowd were great, and yeah, it was a good laugh. It was not one of our better ones. We've had better ones, but it was still a top gig. Yeah, we had a good laugh.
A lot of people, I guess, already know that you guys touring with Oasis now.
Yeah, it's a good laugh with Oasis. It's nice because, I mean, regardless of what press say about them and everything, they're all really nice people, and well, they are to us anyway. And it's just nice playing in front of like loads of people. I mean, we're playing to about maybe nearly 10,000 every night, which is, you know, compared to what we usually play to, it's quite a lot more. So, you know, it's good. And the crowd response is good as well. I'm surprised because, like, usually Oasis crowds are really hard to crack. You know, they're sort of just shouting Oasis all the way through your set, you know, but they've not done that once with us.
You guys are writing songs with them as well?
Well, no, not as an ongoing thing, but there's one song that John wrote with Liam called Love Me and Leave Me. I think Liam just helped out with the melody when he was drunk one night. But, you know, it enthused John to carry on with the song, so, you know, he's got this, I don't know, they're quite good friends of Liam and John, so it's, you know, it's a good song, that one, I like it.
You guys recorded the album in California, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, that's me, I don't know.
What's wrong with Britain?
What's wrong with Britain? Nothing. I don't know why we did it in America. I can't stand Los Angeles. I fucking hate it. Shit.
What is that?
It's just, I don't know. I can't drive, and you need a car, and it's just, you know, miles away from anywhere. Everywhere's just like there's nowhere in walking distance at all, and the bars are shit, and everyone's just full of shit in Los Angeles, basically. You know, there's a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? If a whole town that's built on bullshit, like the movies and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Everyone's bullshitting the whole time. So I'd rather do it in England. I'd rather do it somewhere normal, like Bradford or somewhere.
So the next album will be recorded in a bus in Bradford.
Yeah, probably. No, we're going to do the next one in England somewhere, but we don't know where yet.
You guys are writing new material already?
Yeah.
The album's only a year old?
Yeah, we've. I've always been writing anyway since we finished the last one. I mean, the new single that we've got out at the moment, well, it's going to be out on December the 1st in England. It's called You Can Talk to Me, and that was written straight after we'd finished the recording in Los Angeles. It's really hard to speak with biscuits in your mouth.
That sounds good, though.
And that's the first song that me and John wrote together. And yeah, we've been writing sort of constantly since then, really. And John's got a few sort of ideas, and I've got loads of ideas and stuff. So it's if I stop writing, you just can't stop writing, because if you get a good idea for a song and that, and if you forget it, that's it. Because there's nothing more infuriating than just trying to think, oh, I had this really good idea for a song, you know, and it could have been this, it could have been that, but I can't remember it now. So you have to always keep on top of it.
Did you ever hesitate to form a band with John Squire?
Yeah, I hesitated for about 3 seconds.
Because why?
Well, I don't know, you know, you got to be careful what you wish for, aren't you? And you might get it, and I did. And there's a lot of pressure. Well, there was a lot of pressure. I'm not really that bothered now. It just took me a while to deal with it all, really, at the start. But I remember he asked me if I wanted to join the band, and I was like, oh, I'll think about it, thought about it, alright, yeah, okay then. But I didn't really know what the expectation was, I don't know.
Because I mean, a lot of people will. First thing people hear when they hear Seahorses, they think like, "Oh, isn't that the band with the guy who used to be in?" And then they think like, "Oh, isn't that the band who's touring with?"
Yeah.
Doesn't that bother you?
No, not asked at all. I mean, the thing is, okay, we're touring with Oasis, and okay, John used to be in the Stone Roses, so it's better than busking. Do you know what I mean? Christ. No, fucking hell, I've got nothing to complain about at all. Life's sweet.
But you must have gotten a lot of hassle from the British press, right?
Yeah. Got loads of hassle from them, but I'm not really that bothered. He did me head in at first, but then I met a few journalists and I got to sort of know what they're all about. And it's not all journalists; it's just various ones that There's a few ones that are just that they're really bitter and twisted and not very happy with their lives and stuff. And they've got this job and basically they think it's clever to slate people all the time, and it's not. And after you meet a couple of them, it becomes easier because you know that they're dickheads and they're not. It's pointless wasting time worrying about it. So
you still do interviews with the dickheads. You still do interviews with the dickheads. You need them.
Current company accepted course. No, I don't know.
Thank you very much.
It's all right. No, I don't really. I don't know. I don't think I've done any interviews with any for ages really, because I've usually been really nasty to them that they never bother coming back.
Like what you do?
It's just not either say anything to them. I just can't. Just sort of, what do you think? What sort of question was that? You fucking dickhead, It's just 'cause sometimes I come out with some real shit, so how do you feel like being Ian Brown except you can sing? I mean, what sort of question's that?
That's really funny.
What did you say?
I said, what sort of a question's that? I didn't answer him because, of course, I thought Ian could sing, actually. I thought his albums were great. I've got no problem with him at all, but they try and dig up all this shit, and they try and make it out as if you've got this axe to grind with the ex-members of the Roses, and just because John fell out with them, and I didn't know him, so I haven't got an axe to grind at all. There you go. That's my answer on the Stone Roses. No more Roses questions, please. Thank you. Time out.
For everybody, right?
Yeah, it's the same with Stuart and everyone, John don't mind talking about it. It's a bit of his life in it, but it's not part of mine, so.
New Seahorses album. When you guys start recording?
We start recording in Biscuits.
Aren't they good?
They're great, these. We start recording the album in March, yeah, and it's out in July.
Are there more songs of you on the new album, you think? Because most songs on this album are by John.
Yeah, but that was just the way it went. He didn't really know me that well, so I mean, I've got loads of songs, and he's got loads of songs, so we'll see. I mean, it's not going to be a matter of half and half, just for half and half's sake. It's going to be whoever's got the best song. So.
Do you always write the lyrics, or do you don't mind?
All of it.
Yeah, all the lyrics are yours.
Well, not all. Well, John's got his songs, and he writes all the lyrics and all the music, and I've got my songs, and I write all the lyrics. And
you don't split it up like I want to write the songs, I want to write the lyrics, or whatever.
No, not really. No, because I mean, if John was gonna write some really shit lyrics that were just impossible for me to even get my head around or sing, or if I didn't understand it, then I'd sort of try and change them. But fortunately, he's explained them in such a manner that I can get my head around what they're about. So I don't mind, Initially, it was a bit weird singing someone else's lyrics and stuff, but.
Could you relate to them at all, or?
Some of them I did, yeah. It was weird with me and John because it's when I first met him, I'd just split up from being in a band for 5 years, and he'd just split up with the Roses and stuff. And I know that, fair enough, the band I was in wasn't like anything like the Roses, I mean, no one had ever heard of us, but it was still the same friendships and shit that go sour and all that. So it was. I'd written a few songs like that.
So how do you avoid making like the same mistakes with a band, like getting into fights and arguments? I mean,
how do you avoid it? Just not get too precious about it all. Just remember why you're doing it. I have to keep reminding myself that I'm actually in a band because I don't want a job. And if we start thinking of it as an occupation and a job and taking it too seriously, then it all goes wrong. And I've learned that from touring and stuff like that. You can really get on top of you if you take it too seriously. If you just chill out, and sit back, have a spliff, you're fine. You know, and just say, no, it don't really matter.
Isn't going on tour the worst part of your job as being a musician?
Isn't what, sorry?
Isn't going on tour the worst part of being a musician? Because it wears you totally out, I guess.
But I thought it was, actually. At the beginning, I thought it was crap. I really hated it. I couldn't stand touring. I thought it was like playing live and all the rest of it. I just thought it was just too much. It's just too much to ask. But now it's like I really enjoy it now. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know, it's like anything. You know, it's one of those things you have to be. You have to be in your zone to do it really well, you know, and I'm in mine at the moment, so that's good.
In Holland, we think a lot of the reason why the best bands are from either England or Britain or the US of A is that British bands or American bands really go all the way for their music. Is that true, you think? You guys work harder for your music?
I think anybody that's into music does it, don't they, in their own little way.
So why aren't there any good bands in Holland?
Isn't there?
Can you name any?
No, you're right. But I'm not from Holland, am I? So, you know, you've got a better picture of it than I have. I don't know. I think...
You guys work your ass off.
Yeah, we do. We haven't had a day off for ages.
So wouldn't you be better off working in a factory?
I'm doing an interview now, you know what I mean? Would I have been better off working in a factory? No, I wouldn't. I'd have been better off... Fuck off, Stuart. But no, factories. I nearly did get a job in a factory. My mum and dad really wanted me to get a job in a factory because I used to be a busker and I used to play music on the streets and stuff. And mum and dad wanted me to get a proper job, but I always was adamant that I didn't want one. So you got to make your mind up, haven't you? You've got to either live to work or work to live. You've got to make your mind up which one you're going to do. And I just figured that if you're going to, you know, work to live, then you just got to do something you enjoy. Whereas my dad lives to work, you see. So.
You really played on the street?
Yeah. Well, that's where I got spotted by a mate of John's. It's a really romantic story, and I don't really like talking about it because it's.
Come on, tell it.
No, it's just the record company love this story. It's all like real fairy tale bollocks, but it's.
It's the truth.
I was busking on the streets of York, and a friend of Martin's John's guitar technician, walked past, and he said, "Oh, like what you doing? Have you got any tapes and stuff? My mate's looking for a singer for his band." And I was like, "All right, yeah, okay then." Gave him a tape. I said, "Who's your mate?" And he was like, "Oh, it's John Squire. You know that bloke used to be in this." And I was like, "Oh, the Stone Roses, yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard of John Squire." And I remember being quite excited about it all, really. John came to see me, sort of, I think it was came to see 3 gigs of mine. It took 3 gigs to convince him, I can't believe that, man. and then he asked me to join the band, and I deliberated for a few seconds, and then I said, yeah, all right then. And here I am now in a little bar in Amsterdam talking to you.
Counting your money.
And I'm like, tax man's counting my money, man.
Because it's always the story you hear. Well, musicians when they have a first record out, even Oasis, you go like, so you guys must be multimillionaires. They're like, no, somebody else must be counting my money.
Yeah. I don't know. One is not really come into it yet because we're
being ripped off.
Fucking hope not. No, it's just it takes a while for you to pay your advance back and stuff.
Some musicians find it really hard to play in front of a crowd. I mean, Andy Partridge of XC was like...
Why bother being a musician if you can't play in front of people? I never understood that. I know a few people who do it. I know a few people in York that are fantastic musicians, but they just haven't got the balls to get up and do it. And it's like, why not? You know, they'd rather sit in the bedroom and...
But you had a good start. I mean, you started on the street, probably the hardest crowd you'll find.
It's usually you can be the best crowd or it can be the most indifferent crowd. It doesn't really, sometimes you either get a lot of attention or you don't get any, and you get used to it. But it does make you better on stage, I suppose, because you have to have that sort of I don't know what it is, but you've got to be able to get the crowd going without really doing much, you know, without doing somersaults and all the rest of it, you know. Usually I do it with singing. I used to scream my head off really loud. You had to be able to scream so they could hear you on the other side of York. And yeah, I'm quite proud of my loud voice, so it's cool.
What do you think of the Verve?
Verve, brilliant band. Really like the Verve. I was living in Brighton with my ex-girlfriend, and I remember listening to Northern Soul, and it reminds me of being there a lot. I had a really good time there. It was top. Northern Soul's a great album, and the new one, Urban Hymns, that's really good. I love that one.
What do you think of the fact that the Stones got all the money for their single, what is it called? Bittersweet Symphony. Did you hear that story?
Well, yeah, it was Andrew Luke Goldman's loop, wasn't it? It was his symphony that was playing it.
Nobody recognized it until they told him.
Really?
A bit stupid, right?
It's honesty, though, isn't it? You know, what goes around comes around.
Would you guys ever consider doing a cover or using samples that way?
Yeah.
What?
I do samples like that, but as long as they're unrecognisable.
So
yeah.
You're
I'm
not going to tell us what they are, right?
No,
we're going to tell them.
I haven't used any yet, but I've got some ideas. I'm writing to some pieces of like really old classical stuff.
You can use them for free, because I mean, classical music.
Yeah.
There's no rights in that one.
Well, that's it. You see, I'm not daft. But no, I don't know. There's some bits of old classical music that sounds really, really cool. Because it sounds really fucked up as well, doesn't it? Because it's really old and it's crackly, and just put it on a loop. Sounds top, man.
What do you think of poetry?
I like it as long as it's not. I've been trying to get into that Jack Kerouac geezer, and I'm sorry, but a lot of it's a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Why?
I don't know.
Rules from the street.
So far with it and stuff, but I know, but I don't know. Sometimes I just think I could imagine him there, sort of reading it out in front of people, and just thinking, "Fuck off."
Isn't it all about poetry?
It depends. Sometimes it can really move you, can't it? And other times it can be somebody just being a groovy word bender and trying to inflate their own ego by how many times they can twist these words around and stuff, which doesn't appeal to me at all. But I do like some poetry. I got a book of poems by Leonard Cohen, and he's good because it makes sense and it ain't about him, And he does sound really miserable, Leonard Cohen, but he's actually really, really funny. Yeah.
Do you like soccer and shit like
that? I don't know. I suppose I like it a bit more than got me a biscuit there. I like it a bit more than I used to do, because everybody in this band are like football fans and stuff, and I was never really that bothered with it.
So you're forced into being a soccer fan now?
Well, you just get bombarded by football all the time, so it's sort of, either, if you can't beat them, join them sort of thing, but...
So you're a Man United fan now too, right?
No. I'm not really... I don't really support any particular teams. I should do, because I'm a bloke and I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Apparently, in this world of stereotypes, but no, I don't know. I think York City are boring, and I think Leeds are alright, because they just beat West Ham last week, which is good, a couple of days ago. Football, nah. I just like the fact that Steve, our manager, he's Man City and John's Man United, and them two are like at it like hammer and song every day, you know what I mean? Arguing with each other and stuff. It's great about football. So I like that aspect of it.
The artwork on the Seahorses album is done by John, right?
Yeah.
Next one too?
Yeah, he does all of them. The thing is about John is he'll never let anybody go shopping for him for clothes, and he'll never let he won't trust anybody with anything visual.
So he's the band dictator?
No, he's not a dictator at all. It's just that he knows what he likes and he's got a better idea of it than I have. I'm colourblind, so I'm be fucked, wouldn't I?
Are you really colourblind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In what sense? So you can really see?
Well, that could be blue or purple, right?
Uh-huh.
What colour is it?
Dark blue.
Right. And that could be yellow or a light green. I don't know what colour that is.
That's red.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of... red green, I suppose it's called, but it's just.
So what do you see? I mean,
See all the colours that everybody else. Yeah, I'm crap with getting clothes, man.
so why are you wearing a yellow shirt and a green?
Watch it. No, I do. I wear a lot of black because it's because I'm terrible when I go shopping. I just can't. I can't choose clothes at all. Ties as well. You know, and I remember I used to wear ties because I was working as a waiter in a bar once. I had to buy a tie. Came back with this tie that was just looked like I'd been sick down my shirt. It was horrible. But yeah, God, colour blindness. I was a graphic designer for 2 years as well, which was even, you know, I don't know how I got away with that. But it's safer than being an electrician or something. At least I didn't electrocute anybody. So.
What's the worst job you ever did? Doing interviews?
I worked in a factory that made toilet seats. I didn't actually make the toilet seats. I was when I was a student. Me and my mates got a job there, and we used to go and sweep up all the bits of plastic off the floor and that. And God, yeah, there's these people that just made toilet seats all day, and they'd be there just going, psh, psh, you know, just making these toilet seats. That's all they did all day. Some of them have been there for 20 years. You know what I mean?
Doesn't that make you think?
Well,
That's why everybody's reading The Sun, I guess.
Yeah. Quite a lot of them were sun readers, actually.
It's no coincidence.
No, it isn't. No, you're right. But what an existence, though. You know what I mean? 8 hours of your day for however long, doing shit like that. I'd rather be on dole. I'd rather be begging on the streets or something than doing that. At least it's more fun.
And still, the majority of people prefer to stand in a factory.
Yeah, why? Keep the economy going and all that bollocks, innit? I don't know.
Write a song about it.
I already have, but it's an old one, and I've grown up since then.
Any vragen? Thank you very much.
Okay,
When will you guys play here?
Pardon?
When will you guys play here?
Have we not played it yet?
When will you guys play here next? First new gig? You don't know.
I ain't got a clue. It'll be next year sometime. Okay. I know we've got 3 months off. After Christmas, 3 months off to write, and then just gonna finish off the songs that we've got for this next album, and then we'll be recording, and then we'll be touring. So it'll probably be sometime in the summer, hopefully. But I want to play it though. I thought we'd already played here, but we haven't. I've done press here, but I've never played here. It's a top place, Amsterdam. Love it.
Do you feel any pressure for your new album? Not at all.
No. Well, the only pressure that you get is from journalists, and I don't write songs for journalists, so there's no pressure at all, really. If they don't like it, they can fuck off.
Thank you very much.
Okay, cheers.